like if we have, so for us, like in my office, if we have like a different requirements, we have some ServiceNow developers that would develop what we need, and that we'll be able to use that particular application. So it's more of, um, tracking applications as well, almost like Jira, but also like it's also robust as well. Is it clear?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Good. Okay, so you can just go to this website and you're able to download, join. Let me just share my screen. Um, okay, so before I share my screen, so I dropped the link in the chat for everyone. So you can just go there and you download it. I mean, you will sign in, or you can buy it for your organization. I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, so you click here. I think I'm already signing already, so I might not want to try to sign in again. So you can do try now or buy now. And when you sign in, okay, I'll just sign out. And okay, so let's just start log out. So let's just start from the beginning. And so you can just, um, try now or buy. And I'll just say login since I already have an account. If you've not logged in, like it will show you this, so you can put in your email address, or you can also create a new account. But I will just proceed using my Google account. So the thing there is that in some of the organization, you don't have to create all these Jira, because most likely they already have a Jira account, and you don't have to start creating a new Jira account and all that. They will most likely have, but peradventure they don't have and they wanted to do the whole setup. And I believe they'll be using like a paid version, not a free version. But for now, like we just go with the free version. So you click on that, you click on your account, and for sure it will sign you in. So before while it goes, so like I mentioned before, this is just an overview, so nothing too in depth. Patrick will be taking us on that. And so what you do is that you come here and um, so okay, so I also want to say something for this one conference. Like what this tool is all about is that you store your documentation so that you can have a true source. So for my own office now, like if you're trying to solve like a particular issue now, all what you just need to do is you just need to just come to this place. Is another link entirely, and so you just do a search, maybe how to create a new user. When you're doing a search, it will just show you like how to do it, like step-by-step guide. So, and you can also have a documentation on maybe like your project or what you want to do. So that's the for conference. So I already created some of it today. So what you just come to Jira Software, and you can create a new project. I mean, sorry, you can create a new project. Create a new project. So create a new project. So you can decide to choose any particular software you want to choose, like using this Scrum. Most likely in my office we do Scrum, and some people use this as well. And there are other software that you can use, but for today we're just going to stick with this Scrum. And so it has like templates that you can use. So for Scrum, we use them. It has Epic, it has stories, it has bug, it has tags, it has subtags. So all these as as the features. So like the story, like the bug, is there a bug? The tags are things to do. So under the tags, like under your things to do, you can break them down into sub tags. So let's say a developer is to create this button, right? So it will say one, maybe create a style sheet for this button, to create a code for this button. So it's trying to break the tags into simple tags, like sub tags. So I'll just go ahead and use this and use this template. And so um yes, you can just go ahead. So is it a team manage or is it for like an organization? I'll just go ahead to say I'll select this, and then you can put the name of the project. So before I have voiceover, so today let's say we'll be having cloud 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 grow. Let's just say cloud grow, and the keyword is just going to be cloud, and we can do next. So our template is going to be Scrum, and the type is going to be team managed, and we'll click on next. Oh, I forgot to check. Sorry, have you got any questions?
Sorry, if you do team managed, it won't allow you to have like user stories. It won't bring out user stories. So I was thinking that maybe you would like to do company managed.
Okay, so we can go back. I now, because I've already created this, I can't go back.
Okay.
I have to go back and I have to do another project entirely, because this project is based on just team managed. And so in a nutshell, so what you do is that you can just create your to-do list. So the thing is that it depends on who is creating it, but most likely it's always the Scrum Master or the dev lead that'll create this to do. So the person will the person will just basically go and create all this backlog. Like it's going to be a lot, maybe one design the button, um code the submit button. And so it's now began. So it's so it would the person will create all the backlogs, and they will now select, okay, is this backlog right now for this particular sprint? Because they do this kind of thing in like every 2 weeks. So they'll begin to choose which backlog they want to go for. And so like every 2 weeks, they must finish that particular task. So you are not supposed, so they will not be assigning a task that you will not be able to finish within 2 weeks. So they'll create all the backlogs, and the person will now assign that backlog to the person. Okay. And so right now, this is unassigned right now. So if you see, it's unassigned, and I can assign it to myself. But because I'm just the only one on this particular team manage, I don't think it really makes sense, because it's just me. So you should have so many assignings here. And that's when Patrick is, I guess that's why Patrick is like asking you for your email address, so they can assign those projects to you. So after that, so let's just say I assign this project to myself, and I can go back to my board. Okay, I don't know why it's not coming. I don't know why it's not coming under myself here, because I've already claimed it. Okay, so I don't know, it's not coming into my my board, but ideally I should have it. I should have it in my board. Once it appears in my body, to be on under my things to do. Go back to my backlogs. Okay, so let's just start the sprint. And so I've started the sprints, and let's say, okay, yeah. So once you start that particular sprint, right? Like I said, is every 2 weeks. So they create the to-do list for every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, ideally, you should finish that particular task that's been assigned to you. But if there's anything, I believe you can talk to your the particular person, like the manager or the person that assigned you the task. And so now I have my to-do list, and I can just, if I'm just doing anything on this, I can come back here and click on it and write something. So let's say I did add this description. Let's say this button is suppose to submit a form, something like that. Yeah. I can just write everything I'm supposed to intend to do. So like anything you're doing on this particular task, you're supposed to fill them in. You're supposed to fill them in. And after that, I can now move it. Since it's no longer my to-do list and I'm doing something on it right now, I can move it into in progress. And once moving into in progress, it comes here. So let's say I have so many to-do lists. As you are doing anything on it, you should move it into in progress. That way, your manager or the person that assigned you the task will be able to track where the project is. And once you're done with the project, you just move it as done. So it keeps all the comments, everything you're doing, all your issues, so they can see, the time and the date, you're they can see the progress of that particular task that's been assigned to you. And once you're done, you can just move it as done. And it says done. And you should find it here. So in all, what the Jira does is to track your tax or your bug, and it just makes works very, very fast for people, and everyone can see what you're doing in your project or in your work that's been assigned to you. So I'm going to be handing over to Patrick right now. Patrick, please go ahead. Thank you. Or does everybody have a question?
Yeah. Hello, D.
Hi.
Okay. So, let's assume I was working on a project and um I need to make a change request. Is there an avenue for that on Jira?
So what kind of change request?
Okay, let's
Yeah.
assume
Okay, just go ahead.
let's assume I am working on a project and I need to make a change on a project that is already running.
Yeah.
So
So for us, what we do, because my role, but we're not sometimes we do a project-based work, and sometimes we do a change request, like what you just mentioned. So what we do is that we create just a to-do list, a to-do for that, depending on how is it going to be. Is it just a one-off thing? So for that, we just create a new a new project for that, or we just create a new to do for that, depending on how is it just going to be like a daily routine, or is it going to be just a one-off request? If it's going to be a one-off request, then we'll just create a to do for that. Does that answer the question?
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
I've got a question, please, or some set of questions. I'd like to know, this PBI you're talking about, is it the one that the Scrum team uses to manage, uses to work on their task within the project?
Yes.
Okay. So then it's because I actually heard you mention Scrum Master and developer. I didn't hear anything like a product owner. So I was wondering if it's actually quite different. And
No,
then,
it's the same thing. Sorry, guys.
yeah. Okay. So then the other one is, I hear you call it project. Is it project or task now?
So inside the project, like you create a project for this. So the name of the project is Cloud Grow. That's the project. So inside the project, you have your to-do list, like your tasks.
Yeah.
So inside your tasks, like you have your sub-tasks as well. And like if there's any bug, so sometimes, like even if I mark it as done, the QA person can say, okay, this is not done. Maybe like you didn't write the code very well, or there's an issue with the code, then they will reject this and they will not bring it as to do. So I'll have to start the process all over again.
Or if it has a subtask, then it's not fully done until the subtask is completed as well.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to be sure because I'm familiar and I just wanted to clarify things. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, Dolakbo, that was a fantastic presentation. And I appreciate you on that. Dolakbo is not just, she's working now. And she was, which session? I think it wasn't on last year's session.
Yeah, last year.
Last year's session, and she's one of our top students. And we still believe that very soon she's working well. She's working on that DevOps environment, and she's still hoping that she will get 500 million. But interestingly, she's a high flyer. She's good, and she's a practicing DevOps engineer. So I just want her to also bring in the flavor from her own perspective. You understand? And I think she did well. Abby, let's just applaud her now. Just share to her an emoji. She did this justice to it. Share, come on, share emoji to her now. Come on. Good. That's Judith. Who else again? That's Adiola. Yes. No Easter rice for now. No Easter rice. Okay, Avalanche, Naniron, Ehis, okay, that's good. And Moses refused to. Okay. Moses don't want to go to Promised Land, right? And Judith, I'm waiting for your emoji. Your emoji. Is it emoji or emoji now? Okay, Judith, good. And Moses. Good. So thank you so much for that. Okay, now let me also just throw a little light on the product owner aspect and peak, because I know that question was raised. What makes up the backlog? The backlogs is actually the project that we are working on, as what Dolakbo just shared. Those backlogs are the things that those products should have, because for a project to be created, there should be something that we want to release, either a shift, just lift and shift application, or MVP. You understand? That means the software that we want to deliver. Remember, we started this thing, we were talking about the software, talking about using a foot, from foot. In our last lab, you can go and listen to it, from foot to skate, from foot to boot to skate to bicycle. So that's the product we want to do. That becomes a project. Becomes something that we want to work on. But the things that product is going to have, the things that product is going to deliver, the kind of benefits that product is going to give to people, becomes the product backlogs. Meaning these are the things that this product is going to deliver. We can set it as an epic, release it. So, okay, in that backlogs, which is also known as most times also known as excluded features, included features, we can decide to be picking each backlogs one after the other and decide to make it a sprint, as she just created a sprint now. Then into that backlogs, which is going to be a lot of features, we can choose to assign that features to a team or to an individual. So, but the difference between a sprint and a Kanban is that whenever you start a sprint, that sprint starts automatically giving you alerts that this sprint is set for maybe 2 weeks or for a week or for a month. Every day begins to count. So we are expected to have each feature delivered within that sprint time. So that's just the difference between sprint and Kanban. Sprint will keep the time, we'll be tracking you, we'll be telling you, you understand? It will, if there's anybody that is lagging behind, it will be giving you the track. In the sprint Jira board, in the Scrum board is always a time attached with time. And the time is important. So everybody tends to work aligned. It depends on the features they ask you to work on. You understand? But the done is defined by the team. Done is not a stable, there's no standard way of defining done. So done is what the team have agreed that, okay, whenever the application is ready to test is done, that can be known as done. Or when the application is tested and is ready to be released is done. You understand me? The done is defined by the team, but progress is everywhere. Immediately you start to do, you can decide to assign 5 features to one developer, to one team. Like for the DevOps team, our own features is different. For example, the developers may be working on fixing the bugs, but our own kind of bugs could be an infrastructure. Are you getting me? Beautiful. What is your role? Definition of done, yes. Definition of done, DOD. So it's also okay. I can say, okay, so the done is defined by the team, not defined by, there's no standard rule as I mentioned. Now, another interesting thing about to do, a development team can have 5 to do for within a sprint. It's not like every time there's going to be, I can also choose to, okay, I may have interest in particular project. I can say, okay, give me these 5 to do. So I can, but anyone I'm doing, it should be noticed. Like for the infrastructure team, for the DevOps team, our role could be, okay, before the developer starts working, the DevOps team is the first person to start, because we have to set up, for example, even the Jira itself, we may even be the one to set up the Jira infrastructure for the developer, onboard the developer into the infrastructure. Most times. Then even the dev lead, but the dev lead may be the one to assign bugs, fix, features, you understand me? But the Scrum Master is to ensure that everybody works successfully. So the Scrum Master may be the one to manage the ITSM, but the creation of the ITSM and the making sure that the ITSM is 100% secure is mostly the responsibility of the DevSecOps team, which is mostly the infrastructure team. Now, the DevOps team is the first person that will create even the environment that the developers are going to use to work. If we are using Bitbucket, then we are going to use Jira Bitbucket, which is Atlassian. We're going to create Jira, create a project, you understand me? Migrate, maybe we are migrating our source code from Git to Bitbucket. That could be the task, the backlogs for the team to work. Okay, what are the backlogs? Now, for the DevOps backlogs, create a ticket. After creating the Jira environment, onboard the Jira team, onboard the DevOps team, then the first task is migrate the environment, migrate our source code from GitHub or GitLab Hub to Bitbucket. That's going to be the first task. Now, how many source code do we have? We may have like 25 back-end application, 30 front-end application. So each those of this application, we can decide to share it among the DevOps team. So, okay, you migrate our source, our IAC, infrastructure as a code, maybe Terraform, Bitbucket, Terraform, or Ansible code, or even our CloudFormation templates. Migrate it from here to here. You migrate it from Git. After migrating it to Bitbucket, or create a fresh one where everybody will start doing and will test. QA team will still be there. Will test, will do pull requests, look at it. Did it deliver? Immediately deliver, you apply it to the master branch, then you create it. Then after that, you now start assigning the front end application to the front end developers, the back end application to the back end developers, give access to the QA team to evaluate the application, to test as the development is ongoing. So, you know, all those building of those teams, and even the Scrum Master, and signing the right role for the Scrum Master to track. Most times, the tracking is most times the Scrum Master, because the Scrum Master, their major work is one, apart from supporting the team, to make sure that the operation time, also known as ATA, is met. So relate with the developers, relate with the in fact, even the DevOps engineers too. Sometimes it depends on how the structure is. That's why I said there is no proper structure for what the Scrum Master do to the developers. Sometimes the developers report to the Scrum Master. Sometimes the DevOps team also report to the Scrum Master. But the Scrum Master is just there to make sure that everybody works successfully and we meet our ETA. And they also make sure that the information is also delivered to the stakeholders. They also relate to the product owner. The stakeholders, okay, the developers actually wanted to deliver this thing in 20 days, but unfortunately they have one or two blockers, and that blockers is administrative blockers. Maybe they were trying to create an account, the resources, they don't have the credit card to create an AWS account, you understand? So they have some blockers. It relates it to the management, which are also known as the IOPS. Now, please don't, these people, we are going to request for extra day. If they need like 5 days, the Scrum Master will say they need like 8 days, so that between that 5 days is done, you understand? Then the extra 3 days, they'll say the team is effective. But if the developers need 5 days and the Scrum Master want to tell the high-ups that they are very functional, he tell them 3 days. If they are not able to deliver in 3 days, the Scrum Master have failed. Understand me? Because you must make sure that what you are giving to the IOPS, there's a little slack. And that IOPS, not like the whole IOPS, even the IOPS can even come to your planning meeting and discuss. So those are the things. Well, just understand that the DevOps team work is a service. DevOps is a service, meaning they can assign any role to you and make sure that everything is the pipeline and everything. So that is it. So now we have understand the difference between a Kanban, at least, and a Scrum. Kanban is open board. Everybody go there to pick. There's a timeline. But Scrum, the time is strict. You understand me? So in Kanban, the time, you may be doing a project and somebody will just tell you, stop, let's start on another project. You understand? But for Scrum, you have to automatically stop that Scrum process and reinitiate another Scrum. So that is it. So Dolapo, thank you so much. So I think, okay, let us just round up our creation of the account. So Dolapo, thank you. Diola, and your contributions too. I appreciate everybody. So Diola, if you have anything to contribute, you can go ahead and stay hard because this is an open training. Ask your question now, because by the time we start work, I don't want to hear, I don't know, I did not understand. You understand? Okay. Now I noticed that I'm limited to give you some role because we are using a free account. You understand? So this is the group. This is the group. So after adding group, I can add a product to this group. So any product I add to this group becomes what the group will have access to. You can see now, nobody have access to Jira Service Management Administrator. I can even add you to join me to manage the team. For example, like me, the DevOps team, I always added to this. I can add this group. I can call this group DevOps team. Then the minute I do that, I say add, you can see automatically the group will now have the right to add to the stuff. So right now I have some of you just try and accept the invitation. Nobody, I think people have not accepted the invitation. Invited. I'm the only one that is active. So you can go to your email, create, just accept it. Then you'll be added here. And I've already assigned some products.
I already accepted.
Okay, what is going on now? What's your name? Moses?
Yeah, Moses.
It's still showing.
I accepted too.
Huh?
I already accepted too.
Okay. Maybe it's taking time. Normally, after accepting, you are supposed to have. Do you have access? Check if you have access to.
Mr. Moses, me, I'm not there.
Mr. Moses. Hello?
Sorry, Mr. Patrick. It's something that I just said. I've sent my email to the chat.
Okay, let me add you to. I have to first of all add you. Before I can add you to the group, I have to first of all add the user. Okay, we have 5 active users. Okay. Let me invite you. So play around with it. It's not something serious. Remember I told you, people first before tools, not tools before people. So play around. It's not like you will be charged or they will debit you. No, it's free. So don't just relax and say, oh, it's only Patrick that created this account. Play around with it, because when you join anything, okay, Olaniro. That's one of the reasons why we call our training playground. You understand? Because why is it called playground? Because we always play. You understand? Invite user. I invited you now. That's 6. You are still showing invited here. I use that to group. What is the name of the group? This is the group. Olufemi, I know. Okay. Resend invite. Okay. Let's go back to the group. A group, I can gather group together, right? I can create a group and just give them a role. I can create a group and say DevOps group. You know, DevOps group will have access to admin. Then I can create a group and say the management group, we have access to some Jira application. You understand? So, for example, if you are creating a conference account, developers may not need a conference, but some developers may need, like the solution architect will need, they can document things together. I know some people will now ask me, what is the difference between a solution architect and a DevOps engineer, right? I'm expecting that question. Okay, you can go ahead and ask your question if you want to answer that question. Okay. Now I think that is just most of the things. So, which other question? Is there any other thing we need to? That the people, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, admin, 1 admin, 6 group. This is the group. How do you give a group permission? You can come here and add product to the group. You understand me? User. That's all. Then something went wrong because I've reached the maximum. So I can only add only 1 to 1 product. That's this product. So either I remove this product, but as a product admin, I think you should be able to operate on all of them. Because there was a company that I also work with. We were planning not to use so much money. So we just have to restrict people because we cannot make everybody admin. Well, that one will be another discussion for another day. I think if you have any question, please go ahead. This is the billing. This is where you manage your billing. This is free and this is free. Bid buckets. You can manage change plan. We are using free now. These are the products you have access to. You can go to here. Standard, we have premium. Standard, you pay for standard. Every account has, like for free, you only have 2 gig for file storage. For standard, you have 250 gig for file storage. Then why for premium, most company uses premium. You have unlimited. But if you are joining a company and the companies, they are just developing their fresh application, their fresh products, always use standard. Understand me? Always use standard. At least 5,000 agents is enough. Then always use standards. When the application is going up, you start using this. Admin inside IP allow listing, sandbox, until you create. You can say all these ones, they don't have sandbox. Sometimes you want to do some POC. You don't need, you want to do some POC. You don't need everybody, you don't need that thing to be available. You can just create a sandbox. After the product, you delete it. So it's not available for free. So what is available for free is mobile device management. You can sign in with your laptop, with your phone. You can business continuity, disaster recovery. That means the Atlassian will save a copy of everything in their database in case there's an issue. What they will do is you just have it turned back. Encryption on transit, on arrest. As you are working, application. No, nobody can. There's what we call man in the middle of attack. Man in the middle attack, where an attacker, maybe what do you call it, a cyber bully or a cyber theft, can just come in between your application client time and steal your information. But there's always an encryption. As you are sending your file, is free, is secured. Then domain verification, account capturing. Just come here and just do. There are so many features that you have for free, but you can see on-call management, advanced integration, incident command. It's only for premium. So these are the plan. So it's the plan that you will not determine what those users, how many users you can put. Then payment method, normal payment method, you had a payment method, you had address, history, and so I think this is it for this Jira. So both the two, team A and team B, should just assign somebody to create and manage that. But I will also recommend you on your own create and manage it, because you may join a company, you cannot tell them that you've not used it. You understand? Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question? Huh? Oh, I'd hate this silence until they pay me. Let me stop recording.